Hey guys, I hope you are surviving the quarantine and you guys are doing well, staying safe, staying indoors, finding things to do, reading something. Wanted to do a quick update with a quick video with some updates on the AP exam and a few other things. First of all, the T-shirt that you see posted here was sent to me by a student. I really like it. I think it's definitely a contender, and I think Rodriguez and I, my classes combined, have about 30 or so students who have said that they would potentially buy a T-shirt if they like the design. So um, this is kind of just soliciting other designs. If anybody else wants to send in a design, we can vote on them. That's what we've done in the past for T-shirts. A couple quick reminders about that is that a lot of people switched classes between me and Rodriguez mid-semester. So if you're going to have one of our names on the T-shirt, it needs to have both of our names on there. Another thing is that I wouldn't do any sort of like inside jokes that only relate to our class or something like that, because again, it needs to be a T-shirt that people across classes could buy, because with it's a custom ink is what we'll do it through. And with custom ink, if you only order like five, if we set the number at like 10 T-shirts we were going to order, then it'll be very, very expensive. So another thing with this is I'll give you more updates. I'm not exactly sure how the T-shirt thing will work, because as far as we used to send them to school and then distribute them during classes, and now we can't do that. So I'm not sure how shipping would work, but I'm sure we're not the only class in the country that has wanted to make a T-shirt through custom ink. So I'll have to look into that and figure out how that'll work. But I think the T-shirt thing is happening. So if you want to send me designs that you make, we can at some point, maybe next week, we'll vote on those. Really quickly, wanted to point out some things with the AP exam that I found out last night during the webinar that I watched. Number one, all AP exams are going to be open book, open note, open Google. You're allowed to use the internet. All of the questions are going to be application based though, so it may not be all that helpful, especially in Lang, where you're going to be asked to write a single rhetorical analysis essay. That's kind of what they have decided to test you guys on, is one rhetorical analysis essay. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but you can now either type or write your essay. If you handwrite it, you'll have to take a picture of it. I would think that typing it would be a massive advantage for you. I mean, just in terms of the amount that you're able to type, I think it's going to be more than you can write. I also think it's helpful for editing quickly, to be able to and revising, to be able to type. So I would recommend typing. I would highly, highly, highly not recommend doing this on a phone. You're allowed to take the exam on a phone. Please don't write an essay on your phone. Phone communication is not known for its literary beauty, and that's one of the things that you want to be going for on your essay. So I would not do that. Um, you can take the exam on any device now: laptop, desktop, smartphone, but don't do that. Tablet. Um, you'll have to time yourselves. So I would just we'll talk more about that as it comes, but I don't think there's going to be a timer like on the screen or anything like that. So you will need to time yourselves, and we'll practice with that. College Board said that they're going to put up some kind of simulation on their website at some point, where you can go in and practice beforehand. And once that's up, for sure, I'll send that out to you guys so that we can make sure that we're ready for that. Teachers will get your tests for your essays for the first time ever. That has never happened before, and I'll get your essays so that I can read them and maybe even score them myself, and then kind of compare that against how College Board has scored them. So that's helpful for me. Um, I've mentioned this already, but this is kind of the big thing: is that you guys will be writing a rhetorical analysis essay. So between now and then, it's May 20th is the exam. Between now and then, that's our focus. I mean, we'll do some other things as well, but for the most part, it's going to be just getting us ready for that rhetorical exam or rhetorical analysis essay. I've got lots of resources and practice activities we can do and things like that. As far as the cheating thing, the speaker yesterday was very convincing that they will catch cheaters. I would not recommend cheating. Number one, because it's a bad thing to do. It's wrong. Number two, because you guys are better than that. But number three, all of the practical reasons that you should not cheat on this exam, or maybe the most convincing for you, is that they're going to be using plagiarism software. They're going to be having people scour, social media and Reddit and chat rooms and message boards to try to prevent cheating. You're going to have to answer questions and write out responses to questions beforehand, and they'll compare that to your writing and make sure that the speech patterns and the syntax is the same. Um, he mentioned that there's even methods that they wouldn't tell any teachers about that they would be able to use to catch cheating, because if they his words were basically, if it's more effective if not everybody knows about it. But his direct quote, pretty much verbatim, was, "We know that there are going to be some students who try to cheat, and those students are going to have a very sad day when they realize that they've been caught cheating. So please don't be one of those students." The final thing that he said about it is that, and this is, I think, probably the most effective deterrent for cheating on this exam, is that if you are caught cheating, that any college that you submit College Board resource or College Board information to, so your SAT scores, so any school that you apply to will be notified that you cheated on the AP exam. So again, please don't even think about doing that. One more thing that I would add is, you guys are writing an essay, so it's not going to be an effective use of your time to start scouring the internet for things that other people have written about some text that you're asked to analyze. You guys will be prepared. We'll make sure of that, and so just don't do any of that. I already mentioned the T-shirt that's on the screen. I wanted to mention a quick resource that I'm going to throw up under the test prep button at Canvas. So this is almost like a cheat sheet for rhetorical strategies that you can use on the rhetorical analysis essay. I've never found this until today, or else I would have given it to you guys earlier. I'm kind of starting to look for some resources that'll be helpful now. And this is just a long list, and there are actually 2 documents. I'll post them both, so it's probably 40 or 50 rhetorical strategies, followed by, it's a definition, how to spot those strategies in a text, and then the effect and appeals to ethos, pathos, or logos, which will help with explaining how it's persuasive. For example, if you look at an analogy, metaphor, or simile, what it is comparing 2 things. Look for the words like and as, obviously. Effect, it makes an unfamiliar topic more familiar and accessible. It increases imagery. It can add to a pathos or logos, depending on the analogy. So it's just a quick guide to rhetorical strategies that I think will be helpful. One last thing is that I hope, and actually I'll go there right now to Canvas just to make sure that everybody can see where that's at. I would really, really, really encourage everybody, if you have not done so, to watch some of these videos that I've got them posted up under test prep resources that College Board has been posting. The first 5 are all about rhetorical analysis. They are trying to give students every possible chance to pass this test. That was made clear in the webinar, is that they are doing absolutely everything they can. They want every kid to pass, because this is just unprecedented and it's a unique situation. And so they're trying to give kids as much help as they can. If you scroll down under test prep to these videos, the third one is explaining the significance or relevance of the writer's use of sophisticated, I should say sophisticated word choice. This third video is especially helpful in terms of showing you how to get the full credit for evidence and commentary and that sophistication point. I've watched all of these, and I watched that third one, and I'm going to change the way that I teach rhetorical analysis based on what they said in the video. So it is a very very, very helpful video. They're all really helpful. The first 5 all relate to that Abigail Adams prompt that we read in class. So you guys have already read the essay. So watching the videos is going to help break it down really, really well. And session 3 especially does a good job of showing commentary and how to do that. So I would really, really recommend watching all of these. Last thing I wanted to do is make a book recommendation. A lot of you guys hopefully some of you guys have bought Freakonomics for class, because that was a book that we were going to read next. I would really, really recommend reading it. You guys have to keep reading, otherwise first of all, you're not going to do as well on rhetorical analysis essay. Second of all, it's just good to read. This is a short book. It's less than 200 pages long, I think. First chapter, just to give you a quick preview, talks about it breaks down the sumo wrestling cheating scandal in Japan, and then compares it to this cheat. The authors essentially uncover this big cheating scandal in Chicago public schools, where all these teachers had changed changed answers on their student standardized tests. So it's all about the nature of cheating and what it is. The second chapter, how is the Ku Klux Klan like a group of real estate agents? So it gives you the history of the KKK and talks about this guy who infiltrated it. The third chapter says, why do drug dealers still live with their moms? So it's all about, you'll learn more than you ever thought you would learn about the drug trade in school. But it's a really, really great book. It's short, it's easy, and got to keep those reading skills sharp. The next book, just for fun, and I haven't read this yet, but I just bought it. If you did the Office Logical Fallacies, this is a book you can get on Amazon. It is like a 450-page history of the TV show. So I'm going to nerd out and read that over the next few days, probably. Last thing is, if you need any help along the way with conferences, going over essays, anything like that, please reach out. Today's technically my office hours, which means I'm on call, sort of. So if you guys need any help with anything, please let me know. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Be on the lookout on Monday for another AP Classroom assignment, guys. Take care. Bye.